The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 317 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is one of the Touch playing cards, and it is the Deep Sea Edition. So, with no further ado, let's crack that cellophane and see what we get. We're just gonna grab this pull tab. Sometimes these pull tabs are tricky, so we might just have to grab that little crease. Okay, now there we have them open. As you can see, it's in a matte black finish box here. It says Touch in that white font. And you kind of get that kind of deep sea, kind of like green to blue kind of like gradient there. On one side, it says Deep Sea plus Cardistry Touch 001. The other side says Deep Sea. On the bottom, you got the Touch logo, cardistrytouch.com, their website. Designed and produced by Cardistry Touch. Manufactured by the United States Playing Card Company. Elko, Kentucky, made in the USA. Then on the back it says Materia. There is no seal. And then on the top it says it's an experience. On the tuck flap, it's just that matte black finish. And the matte black finish on the inner tuck flaps. If we take the cards out of the box, on the inside tuck box, as you can see, it's just plain white. Nothing too crazy or fancy going on inside there. And now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with that back sign. So here we have a one-way back design. So, and with the standard white border going around, it's an all black back design. Like background was that kind of like not Mediterranean, the deep sea kind of little image there was the blue to green fade there, gradient. And you got the white border, so if you were to flip it over, the design would be in different directions. The green would be at the top and the blue at the bottom. And the blue is at the top and the green is at the bottom there. So the design would be in a different direction. Now for the cards you get with the deck. Okay, so here we start with, I guess this would be like the first Joker. That says materia there in each corner, and you get the number 1 in each corner. And you kind of just got like this black brick or big rectangle there in the middle with a little bit of a blue-green gradient there. It says Cardistry Touch there in the deep sea there. And then you get an identical one. So 2 identical Jokers. Okay, maybe I don't understand what Cardistry Touch deck is. Maybe it's just all cardistry. So I guess every card in the deck is exactly the same. Okay, it's one of those type of decks. I've seen those before. I never actually owned one where all the cards are exactly the same. So it's just a cardistry deck. Okay, that explains it. Now, all the cards are exactly the same. Okay. There's no different cards except for the last 2 cards in the deck. So we've got a little Cardistry Touch, a little add card here, where it says their different like social media handles there. And then you kind of got a material little card here where it's almost like kind of like, it has this kind of like burn mark kind of almost design to it there. It says Deep Sea in the corner there. Well, that was a pretty easy deck to look at because all the cards are exactly the same, which I was not expecting. And I don't own any, it's my first Cardistry Touch like touch deck. But now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. And it definitely feels like it's some kind of form of crushed stock. Because they definitely feel broken in straight out of the box. They got a nice flex to it. Like super easy to bend and spring there. So anyone could easily spring these straight out of the box. So super smooth springs. Now onto those fans. As you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the I would say pips, numbers and pips, but there is no pips or no numbers. But you can see all the different corners and design there. It's spread pretty evenly. No real stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. Now time for the Pharaoh. A decently smooth here. I lightly had to like shuffle, like push them together, but not too bad. And locked wave pretty nicely there. Now for a giant fan of that back design. Now time for that reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse Pharaoh was not as smooth. They did catch a little bit. Not, it wasn't terrible, but they did catch on each other a little bit. They interlocked away pretty nicely, not like perfectly. Now for a giant fan of the faces. Now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle, and this is the point of the video where that one-way back design will get mixed up. And with the riffle shuffles and bridge shuffles aren't too bad. You can definitely tell they're not like super smooth, like they're definitely not the smoothest riffles. Well, they're a brand new deck, so they feel a little bit clumpy. Not like terribly crumbly or anything, but you can definitely notice they're not like super smooth. But the more riffles you start doing, the more smoother they get, because they do feel a little bit more smoother now, since I did a bunch. And now time for a few packet cuts. As you can see, you can tell the cards are definitely slippery, because they're sliding out of my hands. Well, other than a few cards sliding in my hands, they're still pretty nice with packet cuts. Well, they're definitely a nice cardistry deck, because this is what they're designed for. Now time for that one-handed cut or shell cut. And now time for the dribble. Well, like I say, pretty smooth dribbles there. They feel pretty nice, either direction, like face up and face down. Neither of them really like have a different way, like side of grippiness. They feel pretty grippy either direction. Now time for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, I guess this is definitely an interesting deck of cards for my first time having one of these kind of like cardistry touch decks. Because it kind of surprised me. You got that one-way backside. This is a pretty nice design there. You got that blue to green kind of gradient kind of fade there. Then all the faces of the cards were the same, which I was not expecting. Like I've seen cards like decks like this before, where like all the cards are the same just so you can use them for cardistry. But I've never actually had one, so I wasn't expecting this. But overall, it's a pretty okay design. I don't hate it. You're definitely gonna have to get kind of used to it, kind of. But it's not terrible. I kind of like it. Now I might just use this for cardistry because they feel fantastic in the hands. Like the cards feel fantastic. There's no issues there. And they handle fantastic, as you can see. No issues at all. Cards might be a little bit slippery, but not too bad. They're definitely nice and smooth, so pretty fantastic cards for cardistry, obviously. It's a pretty decent design, nothing like overly crazy going on, just because all the cards are the same, and the handling is fantastic. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 317 of your daily deck review. This has been the Touch Deep Sea Edition from Cardistry Touch, and I'm the Canadian Card Collector signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.